Hello and welcome to the vlog. Unfortunately I've picked that little intro up from Cruising the Cut, so sorry Cruising the Cut, I quite liked it and I thought I'd pinch it. Yeah, today we're out on our Hardy 19 Navigator, doing a little bit of fishing out in the estuary there. Just have a look around and that. We're actually right in the mouth of the estuary, but by the coast there, doing a bit of fishing. It's actually a really good day for fishing this day. We actually decided to take advantage of the situation whilst we were slowly coming out of lockdown. Go and do a bit of fishing out in the river. Yeah, so, and we actually had a good day's fishing. We caught quite a lot of skate this day. Apparently at the moment skate's rife, so we did come home with quite a good haul of skate, which I was quite pleased with. Yeah, so we were just travelling back towards the river. We was already out for a good couple of hours already, but we were trying to work our way back towards where we live. So we're slowly stopping and starting doing a bit of fishing on the way. This is us coming through the slow area. Obviously there's a lot 8 knots speed limit through here. Unfortunately, can't really see the reason why at the moment, because usually there'd be loads of boats moored out in the river here on buoys, and there's nothing at all. No, they've put virtually no boats in the river at all because of the lockdown, and you know, it's actually made navigating the river brilliant, because whereas there was loads and loads of boats you're trying to sort of dart around, it's as clear as anything. It's beautiful to sail at the moment, so we've really been enjoying it. We're coming up to a spot now where there's quite a lot of Dutch barges moored, fishing trawlers and that as well. Again, there's not a lot actually in the river at the moment. Yeah, so there's lots of people sort of looking into it and asking questions about it, and it's now becoming quite a thing, and we're seeing a heck of a lot more of that style of boat becoming more prevalent on the river, which is a good thing. I mean, I like Dutch barges. Is the whole point we're doing this vlog is all about Dutch barges and living on boats and stuff like that. Also enjoying some of the hobbies around it, which is in this case fishing. So yeah, so it's a good thing. I think it's a good thing anyway. Just coming from the right there is a sailing yacht. We did see a couple of boats out on the river this day, on this day, but not too many. We was quite surprised actually when this one came past. I thought someone else was taking advantage of the lovely weather and the quiet river. So that's ideal. It's a shame we can't quite see the Dutch barges that clearly in the through the window of our boat. I should have thought about that one really when I started filming. But this is the first time we've actually filmed anything from the Hardy, so we thought we'd just give it a go and see how it looked. But yeah, you can see there are some Dutch barges there. At some point we might even take the opportunity to go over there and maybe meet some of the owners and have a chat with them and see how they're finding life on a Dutch barge and things along those lines, you know. So all things to look at in the future. Yeah, so fingers crossed something along those lines will happen. Yeah, obviously living in a marina is quite a lot more expensive than living on, say, a mud mooring, which is what we're doing. It's a very different setup. You've got more access to water and electric and facilities, whereas where we are, we have to provide all our own, which is a pain in the backside sometimes, but that's for another story, I believe. Coming along now is a shipping jetty for big cargo ships that come in. We get a lot of ships turn up from Russia and places like that, bring a lot of timber into the country. So I'm actually quite surprised there was actually nothing actually here, sort of stuck in some sort of lockdown, because unless maybe they got away a bit before it all happens, which was obviously lucky for them. But usually it's a big ship or something usually unloading or sitting here for usually for a good couple of weeks at a time. Somewhere where you can't actually fish because of the shipping and stuff like that. But it's an interesting little spot. Now we're going to have the engine running for a bit, so you can hear the engine running on the Hardy and see how it goes. So yeah, that was the engine running on the Hardy. It's a Mariner 60 Magnum engine, which I believe it's a long shaft as well. Obviously, as always, you'd all want a bit more power on these boats, but it really does get it up onto the plane. It's like driving a speedboat when it's taking off. So it's really good fun getting up and down the river when you have to. It's quite nice at the moment as well, because when you want to get out into the estuary to get somewhere where there's a bit more fish, you can actually get there at a sensible speed. Originally we was running it with a 20 horse Mariner, and that really didn't like it at all. It was painfully slow, and you know, it's you're trying to do stuff, you're trying to get going, you're picking your tides and your times, and when you start actually moving along, you think, oh, hang on a minute, am I going to be able to make this? The tide's running a bit quicker than I expected, and all of a sudden you're about half hour later than you should be, and you're trying to creep back on a really low tide, you know. So that's no good. But this Mariner 60 is brilliant. It also has a self-mixing 2-stroke system on it, which is absolutely ideal. Best buy that we've had in a long time is a combination of the Mariner 60 and that. It's also got as an auxiliary a Silver Sentry Seagull 4.5, which is pretty good, so it gets you out of trouble anyway if there's any problems. But touch wood, we haven't had to use it yet, which is quite nice. Yeah, so we just decided to carry on down the river here. Opened it right up again. Day's starting to sort of roll in on itself now, so it's starting to be quite a nice day. As you can see out the front window there, it absolutely takes off when you put the hammer down. This is sort of coming into a sort of an open area. It's not very far away from where they do a lot of water skiing and stuff like that. So as you can see, it's quite a wide open area, so it's not surprising they do water skiing out here. Just watching the wash coming out the back of the boat. It's quite fun. Yeah, pulling faces again. So we're slowing down now. We're coming into another area where there's a bit more, there's some more moorings and stuff like that. Another speed restricted area. Always makes me laugh because when you slow down with this boat, it seems to create just as much of a wake as when it's slow as it is when it's flying along. But we're coming into an area now where there's a few moorings, and from what I remember, there's actually a couple of barges on the right-hand side here as well. Another popular area for fishing. I'm not going to disclose exactly where we are, but if you know, you know. And it's not too hard to work out where we are, but you know. At some point we'll have a discussion as to where we are and all, and whereabouts on the river we sort of reside, and the future problems that we've been having and stuff like that. There he is, Captain, learning how to sail the boat, enjoying it as well, which is quite good. Here we are coming to a narrower bit of the river where houses and all that are alongside the quay there. People have got boats moored along here and that, a lot of pleasure craft, sailing boats and fishing boats, and there's a couple of Broads cruisers along here as well, which is quite nice to see. This particular stretch of the river is like actually going up the Suffolk Broads. It's really nice spot. It's when you go through here, a lot of people come out and teach sailing and stuff like that out here, and canoeists and stuff like that. There's a couple of houses there from, I believe it was on the Grand Designs TV show. They did a feature on two houses on this quay here. As you can see, they stand out a bleeding mile away from the rest of the houses. But it is what it is, I suppose. Each to their own, as they say. Someone's got this ski boat out on a floating pontoon as well, which I've not actually seen that in action yet. I'd like to see how that operates. It must be some sort of like sinking and raising pontoon for keeping your boat out of the water while it's in the water, which is I suppose is good for that sort of thing. Here's a few more houses and a few more boats all moored up along the side here. They all seem to be on the south side of the river for some reason. It don't seem to get too much on the north side of the river. But yeah, there's a couple of sailing boats, and must be fantastic to have a house which also allows you to have a pontoon and a jetty and a boat and all that, all wrapped up in one. It's quite the lifestyle, I would say. Now we're coming up to an open reach of water, which is not very far away from where we live, and coming back to our barge now. It's absolutely like sailing on a mill pond. It's unbelievable. Such a beautiful day's weather. What wasn't a breath of air in the sky. It was absolutely perfect. The boat sailed beautifully along here. I come into another bit which is still not a ripple in the river. It's absolutely perfect. And that's the end of the vlog. So I hope you enjoyed it. It was a nice ride out on the Hardy. There it is, all moored up next to the barge. We'll probably be doing some more videos on the Hardy in the future. But if you like the video, please like, subscribe, comment, thumbs up, all that kind of thing. Share, all that sort of thing. And yeah, thank you very much for watching, and hope to see you again. See you soon. Bye.